guys, welcome to Weekend Brain. I am Samantha and
I am Arnold.
today we are going to talk about road rage, which Arnie has a lot of. Actually, not only Arnie, I have a lot of. For what? I don't know.
I would say I have become an evolved human being now.
You have.
I have.
Oh.
Because over the years of raging on the road,
Rager, wager, cager, what is that?
it has taught me that I'm the person who
Yeah.
loses a lot. There's not, because the opposite person, no matter what, just has nothing to lose. There's not one incident I can think of road rage where I've been like, "Ugh," and I've come out happy out of it. You know that those circles, things that you can control and things you can't, become. Yeah.
You have accepted your fate on the road.
I have. In fact, I did a challenge last month. I've spoken to you about it, where no matter how idiotic the opposite person is on the road, I will just not have a conversation, not utter a word, because I also have this tendency where like, oh, I'll just be sarcastic about it. Like I'll pass a Saki comment. But I've challenged myself not even to do that. Like I say it in my head right now, but I don't say it.
But don't you think it's a good outlet? Like, you know, this thing that you were saying, like count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
I tried it with something very trivial that happened. But now the problem is that I counted it. But the anger is still there. After some time, I started feeling like pain in my chest. And I was like, oh no, this needs to get out. There has to
Like
be
that?
an outlet.
No, I've not. I mean, there are different types of people who get angry in different ways. Like you get the soda bottle that goes and then fizzles out. And then you got the people who will be vibrating for 3 days.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to figure out the type of person you are.
I still don't know.
I am the soda bottle. Because in that moment, if I control those first few seconds, I'm fine after that. I just accept fate.
So I think I'm the other one. Like for 3 days, I'll be like, bola nahi isko bola nahi.
In the shower
Yeah.
and all of that. So the other thing that I realized, when I first started this challenge to myself, I was like, I need to first figure out self-control. That's the whole reason I did this. Because my wife, as much as she says that, she says that, as much as she says that she does not have road rage, I feel she's the little one sitting on my shoulder. Because half the time she'll be like, it's okay now, let it go. But the moment I'm not saying anything, she'll be like, kya hai, chutya and all that. And then she's telling it to me that I need to voice it
Act
out
upon
somewhere
it.
else, right? So she doesn't realize it. So I have just started just keeping quiet. For those of you who don't know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's like counting sheep. When you don't want your chimp brain to like just react to things, you just start counting because you're giving your chimp brain to do something. And that's worked for me. I don't know if it works for you all. If anyone wants to try to get over road rage, but just start counting.
Clearly that hasn't happened to me.
Give me some of your experiences of road rage.
So I am this person. I am a passenger princess. I do not drive.
I just figured this term very recently, passenger princess.
I
I love it.
I do not drive, but I still have road rage. Like Jeremy will be next to me, or anyone, even Arnie will be next to me driving very calmly, coolly, and all of that. Someone cuts us and I was like, and the problem is that when I'm angry, right, like the bad words that leave my mouth, I get secondhand embarrassment. It leaves my mouth and I was like, what? I have this in my vocabulary.
Hey, mother bugger. Hey,
Yeah.
she, what did I say? Yuck.
Yeah.
Where's my bandra vibe gone?
So I used to have a friend, I still have a friend. We used to go for drives and all, and he used to be like, I will give you a megaphone. Like, I'll drive. You just scream through the megaphone that everyone's getting galis on the road.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with you.
It's like everyone getting galis, and then I was like, listen, if I give galis, like I will give galis. What if that one person comes out and he's like, "Arey, kya gali diya?" And then you will get beaten up, not
Correct.
me.
Exactly.
And then I'd be like, it's okay if you get beaten up. I have pepper spray.
Yeah, this is an underrated weapon of choice, by the way, which is still not illegalized in our country. Pepper spray. If you are a guy, okay, take your masculinity, keep it aside for few minutes and buy yourself pepper spray. I know this is meant for the women in our lives, but no matter how muscular this guy is that you are, where you are suddenly being pounded by someone who's 10 times your size, you will impale him with pepper spray.
Yeah.
Please keep it for your safety. I'm not saying do it like with everyone who just like flips you the middle finger on the road, but suddenly if you're cornered with like a gang of people, pepper spray. I tried it. I said not on myself. I sprayed it in my house.
You technically did try it on yourself.
So we were in an enclosed environment and I wanted to see how lethal this
ये
is.
क्या होता है
Because you need to
pepper
know
spray?
what your weapon is. Like, what if you sprayed and that guy is like, oh, kya sugandh hai? Types. You will become full popat, na? So you need to know how like lethal your weapon is. So I just gave a small squirt. It's not the first time I said that sentence, but I gave a small squirt in a closed house, and Mel and I had to leave the house
What
because
lucky you didn't have tux at that time.
yeah, because we were coughing, we were tearing up, and this was not even direct contact. I just like did that.
Yeah.
So it is lethal, guys. It is brilliant. You can take down a gang of goons by just going like.
You know, when my pepper spray got like, basically it expired. So I was like, fuck, this expired. I need to get a new pepper spray. And Jeremy's like, for whom? He's like, if you're spraying expired pepper spray, it's okay enough. Otherwise, but what if it doesn't come out spicy?
What if, see, there are two ways. We should try this. Don't throw your expired pepper spray out, because one is, what if it just comes out,
Yeah.
like there's nothing. One is, what if it fucking breathes out fire?
Yeah.
Because you never know, like
it comes backwards and all, and even it's in my eyes.
Yes.
First of all, I'm blind.
Social experiment.
Yeah. I think girls in general, y'all should have a pepper spray in your bag handy for all times. Like, we never know what comes our way.
It's loosely available on Amazon.
Yeah.
So just like, it's brilliant. Just
Yeah.
keep it. Do you have any particular road rage incident that you want to talk about?
So there was this one, Jeremy and me were driving again. No, we were driving. And we were at this Bandra Garage Road.
Yes.
You know how Jeremy drives,
Yes.
right? He's
Yes.
a very fairly cautious driver.
Yes, he is.
And we're at this roundabout, and a Rick comes and bangs us from the back, like completely. Yeah? And by the time we understand what happened, this guy has taken off. And I don't know what got into Jeremy. And he's like, "You're wearing a seatbelt, right?" I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah." So,
that's the
yeah.
that's the coolest line to say before you're just gonna go like get shit done. Like,
So I was like, yeah.
whoa.
And my God, this man takes off. Now it's a narrow lane, mind you. It's a narrow lane, and there's traffic. Jeremy takes off behind that rickshaw, and now that rickshaw is gone. I'm like, Jeremy, let it be. It's okay. He's gone. He's like, no. You just keep your eye on that tail light. I was like, okay.
Sam is like,
Yeah. He's gone like fucking Tokyo drifting, going, cutting this, that, and all. People must have given us 100 galis. Eventually, I lost the rickshaw. I don't know where it is gone. And the next thing I know, we've come onto the main road. There's a bus stop. And Jeremy has like Tokyo drifted in front of a rickshaw and stopped him. Now that guy is trying to go.
I want to take Jeremy to dinner now. Suddenly.
Yeah.
I don't know why the story makes him sound very cool, like very Chuck Norris or something like.
So this is the rickshaw. This is Jeremy. Now the rickshaw is trying to go. So he's now parallel. Now for some reason, I, who was scared, have rolled down my window and I'm like, oh, and after that left my mouth, I was like, what?
Who am I?
What?
What is the reason of life?
Yeah. And there's an old auntie and some family
In the rickshaw.
And I know that there's an auntie at the back, and now suddenly I'm like, fuck, what will this auntie think of me?
I just imagine like this auntie must have not realized also this has happened.
Yeah.
So from her perspective, you're just a random girl suddenly she's
giving
calling.
galis. So Jeremy and me are two very tiny people. Tiny in the sense I am tiny, Jeremy is skinny. So I have to do the math very quickly of like
Now the math works.
Yeah. Two of us can take this person down. If that's a very like big person, I was like, no, I don't allow him to leave the car only. I was like, no, do not leave the car. We cannot take down this person. So when he went out, I was like, oh God, this guy, we can take him down. He went and like held that guy by his collar and all of that. And then I had to like separate the fight. Because that auntie was also sitting at the back.
And then what did the rickshaw guy do?
Nothing. He was just like, sorry. So Jeremy is like, "Kyun bhaga kyun?" But he just wanted to know, why didn't you stand there and say sorry? Why did you run away?
Two things I'm impressed with of the story. One is this whole thing of Jeremy asking, "Are you wearing your seatbelt?"
Yeah, it was so filmy.
I can see it in slow motion. This is like he wears his shades and he's like, "Are you wearing your seatbelt?" And you're like, "Why?" He's like, "This is why." And second thing I'm impressed with, he spoke impeccable Hindi. He's like, "Bhaga kyu?" He didn't say "run by you" or something.
I am speaking in impeccable Hindi for him right now.
Okay.
So this used to be back when we were in college and we were on the Activa. And Jeremy would like...
How you sit on the Activa? Show me. Like this way? You become a T-Rex suddenly because Activas are like prehistoric or something.
So Jeremy used to get irritated with these rickshaw guys because they're always cutting and all of that. You know, you just like randomly just like say a line or two to the guy कि कैसा चला रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, and all of that. So when Jeremy used to say it, I wanted to be angry for him, but I used to hide behind him.
Give us a
And
few
just
examples
laugh.
of his proper Hindi.
कैसे चलाने को नहीं सकता है? And the problem is, like, the rickshaw wala is looking at him and he's just so confused.
Yeah,
what
like
did this
if
guy
I was
say?
the rickshaw, I also would be confused. Like,
Yeah, they don't understand that he's angry. They're just trying to figure out what
yes,
is he saying.
they're searching for subtitles.
Yeah.
It's like Jeremy's more angry. Why is he staring at my crotch? Yeah, this is I think the icebreaker. Huh? Suddenly, then like
then
all of you laugh and then you're all Facebook friends
yeah,
after some time. Like, he gives you birthday wishes or anniversary wishes on the same day of that fight. It's been 7 years of our friendship. Or they give, like, he says, "Kaisa chalane ko nahi sakta hai," and then the rickshaw wala gives him the Chuck Norris nod, like, and he also gives him like.
So we've started doing that. So you know, you have these guys who are crossing the road, and they just think that if they put their hand out and just nod,
they become Neo. They stop bullets.
everything will stop. Even rickshaw guys do that when they want to go, or people who just want to cut and be like that. So even we sit in the car and we're like, so it just.
Cut to like your individual, both are listening to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. What are your stories? I'm pretty sure you have many.
I have
many.
I have many. Like something that always makes people laugh when I tell them this story is, I was once in a very great mood riding my bike on, you know, and also what mood you are in sometimes, I think a lot of times affects on how you react, right? So I was in a very great mood. I was listening to music, I was riding my bike, and this scooter guy was on the other lane, but he wanted to cut through and not get onto the flyover. Honestly, no place for him to actually cut through between us, and we were at a very decent speed, like 40. So anyways, he does cut through, he clips my front tire, and like, you know, offense before defense. So before I could say anything, he was like, "Arey, kya hai, dikhta nahi." So, and it was not a very bad impact, it was just like a clip. So I don't know what came on me. I just wanted to ask him something very random that is not related to the accident.
What is the color of your wife's eyes?
Yeah. Like, so I just went for tables. I don't know why. So I was like, 3 Forza.
What?
So he didn't strike him. So he just continued like, "Arey, kyun kaisa shabash chala?" I said, 3 Forza. 3 Forza. So then he kept quiet for some time. And he looked at me also very confused. And he's like, "Kya?" I said, 3 Forza. So then he said, 12. So I said, "Correct." And I went away.
I think this is how you should deal with road rage, period.
It gives me peace that maybe like 10 years now later, he still thinks of that day and is wondering what happened like, to him. Because I said correct and I just continued riding and he was still like, you know, that meme was like, "What am I? Are we friends? What are we?" Yeah, because I'm in my rearview mirror, he was just confused like.
Shit, I think that's... Rather than doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, you should do this. Just
you will
like,
improve maths also, people.
Yeah. Imagine you asking me that. I'd be like 48.
42. Yeah. And then you will just like, I'll create more problems for you.
And I was like, fuck, I got this right. You made my day and you made your day also. So there was this one time where we were all going somewhere. It was Jeremy, me, Mel, Valley, I think. And Jeremy was irritated with people honking. Now we are on the road, and again those people who are crossing the road, showing their hand, they are come.
Listening to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. He's over there waiting for them. Like, pee pee, kya pee karta hai? Kya pee karta hai?
He's telling the pedestrians.
People who are walking. And everyone looks at him, we're like, what? Who's doing pee? No one in there not doing pee.
Maybe he peed himself and he was just talking to himself in the car. Like, he was like, "What's wrong with you, bro? Like, come on, kya pee karta hai? Baita hai gaadi mein." Maybe it's that. I was just thinking from Jeremy's point of view.
Probably.
Sometimes, little trickle.
Maybe he wanted to pee.
Yeah, he's like,
pee,
control yourself. Like, what's wrong with you? Control yourself. Jeremy, who hurt you, bro? Jeremy, I mean, we should have a drink sometime. Just sit together, just like, you know, talk about life.
What do you think about the pothole situation? You think that adds to more road rage.
100%. Like, I think that's like adds to 80% of the road. Have you ever been on a highway where you're stuck in traffic and suddenly you reach at the place where the traffic disperses and you're like, there's nothing here. What caused the traffic?
Yeah.
And it is basically potholes. It's the bad roads. One car slows down because of potholes. The other car. Listen, I'm very nationalistic and all. Like, I love my country and all that. But one of the things you do when you love someone is telling them what their flaws are. Like, I tell my wife tells me all the flaws that we have because she loves me. You telling a country that they have certain flaws is not you saying, oh, anti-national. It's because you love your country. So please, before...
Very well said.
So our country has flaws. Yeah. We need to work on it. And potholes being one of them. It's like the pimples on my face.
The other day we went to Gorai and we were driving on that road and I was like, wow, these roads are much better than what the roads that we have in our city.
Yes, it's sad. It's a system. We know there is corruption at every level. You know that there's a reason why every time there's roads being made and being remade every alternate monsoon. So
one time like BMC comes, BMC finishes the road, then the gas guy comes, he finishes the road, then the electricity guy comes.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems we have is interaction between departments.
Yeah.
We just need to have that. Like simple communication. But yeah, here we are. So anyone listening, please stop making so much of money. बनाओ थोड़ा. हम लोग भी समझते हैं, लेकिन इतना मत बनाओ यार. Every alternate monsoon, recreate the road. What is this?
Alternate monsoon?
Yeah,
After the monsoon gets over, every season they're recreating the road.
It's sad.
I also feel like the way people are given licenses needs to be
kill?
A little...
They might as well do that also right now. Along with your driving license, you're James Bond now, 007.
Because I'll tell you why. There's this one time, I'm always passenger princess. I'm always the one getting road rage and all the people who are driving never understand why. So now we are on the highway and this truck driver, so that time, they had the metro work going on, so there was like patras at the side, on the divider part, right? So now we are in the fast lane, and this tempo guy keeps coming in and pushing us in. So we have no place to go. If we go in, we are scraping this or he's scraping us. So now I have rolled down the window and I was like, चलाने को नहीं आता है क्या? आपको लाइसेंस किसने दिया? So he's like, ma'am, हमको जहाँ जगह दिखेगा हम वहाँ पे डाल देंगे. And I had no answer to that.
This is also talks about male masculinity in India. जहाँ जगह दिखा उसने डाल दिया. Shouldn't ask for permission first. Indicate. Show some indicators that तुमको डालना है वहाँ पे. If you get a response, you dal.
And I think the funniest part is the person who doesn't drive is asking the person, license kisne diya?
Yeah, he doesn't know that. Nah, but it's a great idea. It's fine. What he doesn't know won't hurt him. Most of these stories are putting like us in great light, right? Because we are the victor, we are the main character in these stories. There's one where I'm the villain. I have accepted. It was damn embarrassing. I had a very cool modified bike that time. I put a picture here because, validation. And I was very proud of the bike, and I used to kind of go riding towards like Charoti side and all, just because that's what cool riders do. So I was riding once and we reached a junction where there was a signal, there was traffic, and there were like generally bikes goes out from the sides, right? But there was this one Activa guy who was stopped because the truck was too close to the edge. So I was in my mood, so I honked twice. And the guy turned behind and he did something exactly what I would have done. He said, मैं पीछे जाता हूँ, आप आगे जाओ. So he did that. Now ego, because now if I say nahi jagah nahi hai, so I'll be like, so I went and then I realized my handles are too wide any which ways, which is wider than the Activa. And this is little towards the end of the monsoon season. So now if I don't go, now even bigger ego problem. So I was like, I have to make this happen. So I've slowly tried to angle the bike at the side.
And slowly.
And slowly I realized that the road ends and the marshy area starts and there's a proper dip. And then I realized my left leg is not reaching the road down. So I can see what's going to happen, but there's nothing I can do. So as that's happening, I'm just like,
Wee!
pachak. And now I'm flat down. Now I'm like, now this is base and bad. Like it can't get worse than this. Like you are bad. And then I hear people laughing at the back. So the whole line of scooters are laughing at the back. And I'm like, fuck. I get up like Harvey Two-Face.
You have like
Yeah, I'm fallen kichad.
it was on your face and all.
Yeah, because first of all, I'm trying to control the bike. Then I'm holding this side, so I've couldn't control, so I'm gone pachak one side. So I've gotten up. Now I don't want to look behind because they're all laughing, man. Loudly they're laughing, not even being kind to me. Which
something that you would have also done.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I know now in hindsight, I was the chutya of the story. So I've taken my bike walking because I don't want to stay there and still hear them laughing. I'll get up for the next 15 days like with their laughs. Taken the bike walking, crossed this truck, taken a nice U-turn, gone back. I thought to myself, I will never tell the story. Then I told the two close people, and now the world knows.
To everybody.
This is called evolution.
I think it's good to laugh at yourself.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
It's self. What's it called?
Being self-aware.
Self-aware. Yes, self-aware. Very.
What do you think is the solution to road rage? I feel like when the way we spoke about like potholes and like just general etiquette of people driving and riding, I think if those are streamlined, maybe you think road rage would
reduce, but I think not drastically. What I believe our biggest problem is yes, of course, is infrastructure, but it is population.
Yeah.
When I speak to a lot of people from the West, they are like, oh, like, how do you guys drive? I said, if you guys in the West were handling the population, the sheer number of people on the road that we have would drive the way y'all drive, y'all would have traffic jams for weeks.
Correct.
So in all honesty, we are the land of the hustlers. Like the tempo guys at jaga dikha we because with the sheer number of people, that's the best thing to do, because you find a space, you go, because otherwise you'll be creating a jam for a lot of people. So I think, in all honesty, as much as I would like to shit on the method that we have, there is some method to the madness just to deal with the sheer number of people that we have on the road. Improving the infrastructure, yes, would definitely bring improvement. You'd have traffic flowing more smoothly.
Yeah.
And I also feel people promoting and using public transport more now that metros are coming out, especially in our city. I think it would just... Like, I use the metro wherever I can, wherever possible. Like, I have to go to more and more. And I even use the trains now. Because a lot of, like, the AC trains that we have in Bombay are brilliant. You even go there in peak hours, it's like 100 rupees a ticket. If you're going, like, from one end of the city to the other, you'd spend much more on Uber. So if you just take the AC train, one is you're traveling very efficiently and economically. Two, you're getting there faster.
Yeah.
So yes, use public transport, guys. One of the reasons why I started using public transport a lot is because whenever we are in the West, you go to any country, like you go to New York, London, wherever, you use public transport because that's what everyone's doing.
I think as Indians, we are also spoiled for
We are spoiled. Because whenever you're in the West, you will see a lot of people going to work, business attire in, like, I'm not talking about like the lower employees, even the top end employees go use public transport because that's the most efficient way of doing it. So I thought to myself, what is it that's stopping our country? Then I realized, yes, it's infrastructure. Now, infrastructure is being solved. We have metros, we have different lines being connected. Like, before we only had the trains. Now we have metros that's also joining the West and the East. You have the metros joining the train at certain stations. So they're connected quite well. The other problem I realize is like, when we're in the West, we use apps a lot to book tickets.
Correct.
That's also solved. Like, I have a folder on my phone in India that has, for example, there's an app called Chalo Bus where you can book bus tickets, BST bus tickets, and just enter. Then there is M Indicator everyone uses. The only thing is, M Indicator, you can't book tickets. But, like, for example, you're talking about using the AC train. How do you know what time the AC train is coming? M Indicator is brilliant for that, because then you can time yourself from home only. Okay, there's a 2 o'clock train from this station, so I'm going to aim for that train. So you know what the AC trains are. M Indicator, of course, you know what trains are where, which platform, and it's brilliant because it tells you all of those things. And then there's another app called UTS, which is the government app to book train tickets in Bombay. So if you're going from Borivali to Churchgate, You literally
In
book
city.
in the city. Yeah, you book the ticket. You put Borivali to Churchgate, and it gives you a QR code. So you don't even have to stand in the line to book tickets anymore. You just do that. The only caveat about UTS is you cannot book a ticket if you're within 100 meters of a station. The reason they do that is because people make ticketless travel, and when they get caught by a TC, they'll quickly book a ticket. And the other app I use is Mumbai One to book metro tickets. Use any of the metro tickets around. You use Mumbai One.
And this is for any line.
For Mumbai One is for the lines that are governed by MMRDA. Okay. The first line that goes from Versova to Ghatkopar, that's you. If you have Paytm, you can book it on Paytm. But they will eventually merge all these apps. So Paytm, Mumbai One for metros, UTS, M Indicator for trains, and then Chalo Bus is for bus tickets. So you don't have to really physically book tickets, stand in line. Things are being made better. Basically, you also have it's tackling the other problem of AC, like weather. Because one of the main reasons why I remember I should not travel by train is because hot. It's heat, you're sweating. But now with AC metros and AC trains, that's a big hurdle that's jumped.
See, that's another thing that I come to. Like you said, I feel like we are getting there, but it'll take time, and it may get there, and we'll see this one day. Is like you said, people in the West are wearing their suits and all of that. They go by metro, and then they walk. Now the problem is that they have space to walk, to go to their offices or wherever they have to go. They're end to end, right? There's space to walk. Here, there's no space to walk that way. So then you're going by AC, and then suppose by train. I think bus will drop you end to end anyway. If you're going by train, you go from home, you go to your station. From your station, you go in the AC, and from there, then you have to go somewhere else. There, that also
you
is
start sweating again.
That is the only issue. But I feel like
that is a hurdle.
Even if we had like proper infrastructure for people to just walk on, not cars to park and not bikes to go over. That I think even that basic civic sense, if we get, we should be okay.
Another problem is civic sense. I think that's the biggest problem. Because there were times when I also would do things because everyone is doing it now. I'm the only one waiting over here. I used to have that discussion with myself. Like people riding on the wrong side or breaking a signal and going. Sometimes you realize that if you're on the first line, you're the only person standing there, and people and cops and all are there. They are also like just letting it happen because I think our problem is people, sheer number of people. So the moral of the story is don't have kids, guys. Wear a condom.
Another thing that I wanted to say before is I think your road rage will also become less if the cops were standing at the intersection and if they're trying to guide traffic. You'll notice this whenever there's at a signal there's traffic. Once you're crossing the traffic, you'll notice that there was a cop there directing traffic.
And that's what's creating the traffic jam.
More traffic.
Correct. I've also noticed that many times.
And I don't know why that happens.
I also realized that sometimes there are these self-proclaimed good Samaritans that are certainly helping traffic. They create more traffic. Because they don't know you don't know how traffic works, right? So you are keeping one stop for like 10 minutes while letting the other go, then this line is reached there. So
I see the heart that they come in with to like just help. Generally help.
But it's creating more problems.
Because people are just going and now it's become like a fucking puzzle. So no one knows where to go. So then that person is directing, okay, you go, then you go, then you go. He's just trying to solve the puzzle that people have created. But that in turn also just backs up traffic, I feel.
The other thing is how if you're on a 2-lane road and then bikes are overtaking, suddenly you use basically the other lane also now oncoming traffic is stopped, and then everyone's just looking at each other and no one's doing anything.
That's what I told you that happened to us.
So everyone and people who are like the 5th line also don't have any like self-awareness or they just don't care. They're like, this is normal. And everyone's just waiting there. And then you'll have that one guy who's blown a stop like
But I feel like this also comes from a thinking that I need to go first.
Me first.
Me first. And I feel like all of us have that, which I also understand. People are tired and hustling through the day, and because Bombay is so like fast.
Wired.
Wired. Like literally wired. People just want to get home. And it's like, I just want to go home. Meko idhar se nikalna hai, so I have to be the first one out by hook or by crook.
I think
there
another
are a lot
thing
of permutations and combinations to this.
People also, I think once you suddenly start promoting the whole don't put me first every time at
Yeah.
school, and at different ages also. I feel not only at like primary section and then forget it. I think at different ages through school, college, you kind of put empathy, the concept of empathy out there, where you kind of help others or do that one good deed for someone else. I think automatically people will start becoming more calmer.
Yeah.
They're such great people, guys. You know, we don't think about like, you think this podcast was all about jokes and fun. Look at us, like making the world a better place.
You know, I used to do this actually. I don't know why I stopped. My whole college life, I used to have this thing with myself: do one good deed every day.
Yes.
And I used to just like, it was a thing, and I don't know when it stopped, but I think I should start.
Do it actually. It helps me a lot. I remember things that some random person does for me that sticks with me. I remember once I didn't have change for a rickshaw. My rickshaw fare was 50 rupees. And I had $100 in one. So I was going shop to shop to get change. So I saw one guy walking, and I asked him, I said, do you have 250s by any chance? I need to, so he had 150. So he said, no, I have 150. What's your fare? I said 50. So I gave him the 100. He's saying, no, keep the 100. He paid the rickshaw guy 50 and he walked. So I said, no, let me like
so
get you.
Basically, gave you $150.
No, I had 100.
Oh, you
he
had
didn't take the 100 from me.
Okay.
He gave the rickshaw. He basically paid my fare for me. So, and I was like, very sweet. And that stuck with me for life.
Yeah.
So I stopped him. I said, listen, can I let
pay
me,
you back,
can I pay? At that time, there was no GPay, nothing. So he said, no, it's fine. Pay it forward. The same thing, like pay it forward, like, you know. And that stuck with me. That was one of my first experiences. Someone has done that one good deed for me.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that. I will never forget that. So yeah, do that. Be that person for someone else.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start that. Like, do one good deed every day. Like, it could be as small as just like helping someone cross the road, or like, you know, just helping someone with a bag. Yeah. It's very small. I
mean, worst case scenarios are great for your ego. You just feel better about yourself. So do it for yourself.
Yeah.
What have we learned today?
That passenger princesses always have the best road rage.
Yes, if there was a competition,
yeah.
That's why she's wearing orange also. I'm not going to say anything more. What else? Always, if you have a chance where Jeremy is driving, take it.
Yes.
Take it and also fuel his anger and get popcorn.
Another thing I've learned today is if you don't want to get into a fight or you don't know how to outbeat or outrun the person, just ask them like, "Tu forza."
Yes. Yes, and the great thing about Sam is she herself will not know the answer. So anything they say, she'll be correct.
I think that's such a great way of tackling any problem.
Next time, like my wife is angry at me, I'll be like 5, 6. She'll be like, chappal.
Can't beat them, confuse them.
I beat you at maths, quite literally.
Anyone would.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And be a kind soul.
And also, sorry, yes, that's what I was getting at.
Be a kind soul. Put others first at any chance that you can, and make the world a better place.
Do small good deeds and ask people to pay it forward. And your next good deed will be if you go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button. Remember that we are on YouTube and we are on Spotify and we are on Instagram too. Yes. So do your good deed for us too, guys.
And also share it to that one other friend who doesn't know what Weekend Brain is all about.
Yeah.
I just don't share the previous episode. Start from this one and the ones before that. Don't give them the first experience of the previous episode, please. Please. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
See you in the next one.
Time.